In this growth hack, we explain how to find the purpose behind your enterprise that will help you to keep your agenda on track. Every business begins with the passions and interests of its founders. The best ones start with a fundamental premise, an unanswered fundamental question or challenge. The how can I question. When Simon Sinek wrote his book, Find Your Why, he opened up the door to a discussion within many companies of the importance of purpose. Today, your companies want to buy from companies that have a social conscience, that give back to the planet and society as a whole. They are interested in the character and personality of your business, the culture that exists within it, and how the organisation manages important operational considerations, such as compliance, data security, equality, diversity, and fairness. Underpinning all these things is the purpose and vision of your business. It sets the course and direction of where your business is headed. And for any business now, your purpose matters. It is the core of your organisational attitudes, objectives, behaviours, and everything else. But how do you work out what your purpose is if it's not already completely obvious? We all of us benefit from having a purpose in our lives beyond ourselves. For many entrepreneurs, the work passions and life passions they have are often closely interconnected. Some people find their life course by starting up a business that builds on their interests. It fulfills their ambitions and aligns with their passions. It's difficult to think of someone setting up and running a young business if their heart isn't in it. And if you are an entrepreneur or want to be, your life course and business ambitions should be aligned. We all of us need a mountain to climb in order to have a life purpose. But trying to find your why is too big an ask for most of us to cope with. It's a mission that lacks direction, navigation, and context. You need to work out what your mountain is, and the way to do that is a how can I question. Let me example this for you. You'll know the story about Wilbur and Orville Wright. They ran a bicycle repair and sales shop in a time when the world was thinking about motor cars for the first time. But their ambition was not limited to 2 wheels or 4 wheels for that matter. It was up there. What Orville Wright started with was a simple question. How can I fly? This brings me on to your original thought. What you're looking for is a single thought. Let's go back to the Orville Wright example, how can I fly? Your original thought, your how can I question, looks something like this. It's the reason your business exists. It's the focus of your strategy. When Mark Zuckerberg spoke of Facebook, he said, everyone's been talking a lot about a universal Facebook within Harvard. I think it's kind of silly that it would take the university a couple of years to get around to it. I can do it better than they can. I can do it in a week. The rampant growth of digital technology is creating so many more opportunities for that original thought within the minds of entrepreneurs. Not every business begins with an original thought. Not every business is a Wright Brothers, an Apple, or a Google. Many are subtle or not so subtle copies of business models already proven to work. Indeed, not all businesses born from an original thought profit from their innovation. Many still argue that Thomas Edison was not the first to invent the incandescent light bulb. Neither did Galileo invent the phone, or Lego invent the first plastic building block. All of this proves that you don't always have to be the first to take the market. A foundational pillar thought is a second level of thought, not one of those original babies, but a derivative. It normally happens when a company copies another company's original thought. As industries mature, more companies focus on foundational pillars than original thoughts. And while it takes an entrepreneur to have an original thought, a business can have many foundational pillars. Often, the foundational pillars support the emergence of product lines. Google's original thought was to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. This became the foundational pillar for players that followed, like Microsoft with their product Bing and Yahoo with Yahoo Search. But no company has ever overtaken Google. It makes sense that the root of your why starts a pyramid of logic that you can always return to. Here's an example. Why did you start your company? What are you passionate about? It began with the question, how can I make it easier for people to find value and opportunity in finding their own mountain to climb? There you have a really simple how can I question that extends to a very simple summary of why your business exists. The obvious next question is, what does your business do now? And you might have a response like, it helps businesses to apply disruption into their market business models, then act on it. So the first how can I question is the stem of your argument, and that can then extend into more detail of how your business exists and what it does. And that can extend into more detail of what your business does now. The further your business model is from the original thought that began its journey, the lower becomes your opportunity to gain maximum value. Build a business on a foundational pillar and your business is less authentic. It has less intellectual property, is later into the market, is one of many, not the one. Having found your original thought, the rest of your success comes down to mechanics. You'll need to build the proof that it works. You'll need to find funding for your enterprise. Build the story for your marketing. Work out the value to your customers. Set a pricing plan and targets, and work out what resources you're going to need to fuel your growth.